Good afternoon, fellow traders. It's Black Coffee Trader coming at you once again. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of January. And as is true to form, the red days continue. Once again, we have a $3,600 red day, just red across the charts once again. Very frustrated this morning. I got completely shot in the tick, to take a nutty term, but it completely shot in the tick on this 940 trade. So frustrating, but I mean, it is what it is. I just want to walk through it a little bit. So that trade triggered long this morning, which was, I liked it a lot. I did not like the fact we had this long wick, but the trade should trigger. It should have entered on this particular candle right here, this 940 candle, right at the candle open, which would have been, I got slipped a little bit. I should have been filled about a half point lower. And that would have avoided this. But anyway, I got the fill right here at 951. And we moved up here and I thought, all right, things are looking really good. And then the second candle opened and we pushed all the way up and we were 2 points away from hitting my first profit target. That's the blue line. I just drew some blue lines in here so I had something to talk to you guys about. But was 2 points away from hitting my first profit target. We go all the way back, and I kid you not, I cannot make this up. I mean, that is precisely to the tick. Precisely to the tick. And then what do we do? But we completely rip, and I could have gotten out of here with at least a $300 trade. I did scale down this morning. I only traded 3 contracts instead of 4. So instead of $160 loss, it was $120 loss, $124.50 with slippage and commissions, etc. But anyway, so I don't know. That's happened twice now since I've started actively trading it, where I've gotten shot in the tick 2 times. And that's a tough pill to swallow, but there's not a lot we can do about it. I'm not at a point where I want to adjust the stop loss and stuff yet. But it is what it is. And then I over traded here a little bit, but I just, for some reason, I could not get a winning trade, or at least a large winning trade to save my life on my funded accounts. I did jump in long right here. This was a price action trade, not one that I really like to do, but the move was so strong I jumped in, got out of there with 25 bucks. I jumped in again here on kind of on the pullback, which is more of a hitchhiker setup. That one there, I got out for 25 bucks, second contract, break even. And then I jumped in again on we had this big pullback, and then we go back up. And we again had a bit of a hitchhiker setup. Not really, this is more price action than hitchhiker, which is not ideal. But as you can see, I took too many trades here. But this one, again, just a small winning trade. And then, stupidly, at this point, I was I don't know, maybe down 80 bucks-ish. And on this particular trade right here, when it closed, it didn't close out all the positions. So I had to manually go through and close out. And so that's why some of these have different have higher amount of losses than others. So anyway, that's this particular trade. But then the fourth trade in this section right here, I decided stupidly to go in with 3 contracts instead of my 2 that I've been trading. And of course, I mean, again, we were pushing up, had the big wick down, and I thought, all right, this looks good. I'm going to jump in with 3, and we'll get these accounts back to 0, and we can go. And wouldn't you know it, right there, we fall apart. I'm out with 120 bucks. So that was frustrating. And then the same thing happened here, and I was only in with 2 contracts, but again, got stopped out. So I could not buy a good trade. And what's really interesting and a bit frustrating, that was it. I quit trading at that point because some of these accounts are at 300, and I don't want to lose more than that. So, you know, from that point we went up and we bounced kind of off this 100 level, and we've kind of fallen apart since then. But I want to point something out. How is it? And it's just, it is what it is. I can't, it's just interesting to talk about and look at. But how is it that we have this kind of a day on the funded accounts? And then on these evals, I was copy trading some evals. Every single trade I took, which was only 1, 2, 3, 4. I took 4 trades. All were winners. And, you know, the difference is here, I just jump in, get a winner here. I buy at the low here. Instead of getting stopped out, this is where I had that big stop out. I bought it right there, which was perfect. And I noticed this, that, you know, after I got stopped out on my funded accounts, I noticed that, you know, every time we hit this 20 EMA, we bounced off of it. And so I bought that out, and then again up here, Hitchhiker, bought it out for a nice win. I held that trade for about 30 minutes, but I got out of there, and that's about the same time frame that the other trade did not work. So anyway, go figure. But on the funded or the evals, I'll just show you those evals. Not a spectacular day by any stretch of imagination, but I did have some winning trades. I had a horrible day yesterday on these bottom five. I think I was down like 1,200 apiece. These bottom three are almost blown, so we got a little bit of life back in them, and so it is what it is. But anyway, just interesting how that occurs, where funded accounts can't buy a good winning trade to really move the needle, and then on the evals it seems to be fairly easy. So go figure. What else? One of the things that's interesting, I want to show you this, and again, this is just evals, but I've really thought about maybe doing this on funded accounts. On some of these commodities and metals, gold and oil, I've been trading some key levels when we're at the key levels, and like this is the 15-minute chart of oil. And I liked this low, and I started buying it, and I kind of DCA'd my way in. And I held these trades for 3 hours, almost 4 hours, some of these trades. And I was out, that is the top three, the Apex evals, and I was nothing major. I'm not out with a big win, but I was just trading with a few micros, but still out with $170 per account almost. And so my thought process is it's very, very simple to just buy this and just hold it. And if it takes a long time, it doesn't really matter. The price action is a lot slower. So I don't know. It's one of the things where I thought about maybe I should just take a funded account and just, when we're at a key level, like on oil or like on gold, if we get back down to this 2572 level I've got marked out, maybe we buy or sell depending on what I think we're going to do, with just 1 or 2 micros, and just let it sit for the day and see where it goes, because that seems to be a little bit simpler actually recently, especially with the volatility that we've had on the NASDAQ. But anyway, it is what it is, and just quite a day. Very unfortunate to again have a red day. I do think, even though I sized down this morning, and on that 940 trade, unfortunately, if I don't get that slippage, I have a very, very nice winning trade. In fact, I get out of that trade with, even on 3 micros, I would have gotten out of that trade with like $320 in profit. So that's a bit frustrating if I would have got the proper fill. But anyway, I'm going to continue probably to trade with the 3 micros versus 4, because if I lose, it's 120. And I still have a lot of life left in the day at that point, so I'm going to probably continue to do that. But I also think I'm going to scale that, or I'm going to split my accounts. Instead of trading all 5 of them or all 13 of them, I think I'm going to split them in a group of 6 and a group of 7. And one of the groups, I may only do the 940 trade on the days it triggers, and the other group I may just do my typical hitchhiker setups, that type of a thing. I've got to do something to right the ship, because we have definitely not had a very good month at all. And if I'm not very careful, we're going to start blowing some of these accounts with a couple more red days, because the drawdowns are starting to get pretty bad, except for the 2 newest ones that I've just passed, I don't know, a week or 2 ago. So anyway, I'm probably going to split those up a little bit. I'm going to need to do that. But yeah, let's take a look at TradeZilla. There's not a lot to look at here, but a $3,600 red day today, 41% win rate, which is not horrible, but the average winner was only $20. The average loser was 93. Like we just talked about, I couldn't get any kind of a winning trade to actually move the needle. So the bloodbath continues. We've had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This makes me want to think, gosh, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just don't trade. But I think I'm going to start, like I said, I'm going to break these apart, and we're going to take maybe 6 of them and do the 940 trade on the days it triggers, and maybe not even trade them on the other days. And then the other group of accounts, I'll just trade my normal setups and just see if that makes a difference, and if I can continue to or somehow break the trend, because we've lost 20 grand on the month, and obviously most of it here on the Apex accounts, which is pretty much all I've got. So I am trying to get some other, I've got some my funded futures accounts that I'm down quite a bit, but I'm going to try to get those passed. Take profit, that's been a curse, but it is what it is. We're going to keep working at that. And I also bought a TradeAvate account I've got it almost blown again. If I can get a couple of good days, then I can increase my size and maybe take them over the finish line. So Apex accounts, I haven't traded these. I did take one trade on this one a couple of days ago, but I didn't trade these yet. And I'm just kind of slowly, I'm not really pushing it aggressively, trying to pass them right now, but I will try to get some of those across. So, but anyway, that's that. Tough day, tough month, and we just need to, I'm not that disheartened. Part of me is, but I also know that we have these slumps, and these trading slumps are going to happen, and the key is just to not to get too emotionally wrapped up in the negative, and also minimize damage. And that's, I think, the mindset where I'm at, is just trying to minimize the damage so we don't do more harm than is necessary. So the scaling down and maybe breaking the accounts apart, I think, is the goal, and how I'm going to try to mitigate that. So anyway, that's a wrap for today, and we'll see how the rest of the week goes. Hopefully it starts to go better. Again, thanks for using code BCT. Take Profit Trader is the best one right now, 50% off. And again, the daily loss limit gone. That's awesome. Apex, I think it's 50% off, and $35 resets. But anyway, code BCT is always good there. Affordable indicators, they have a 40 or 50% off sale running right now. So click the link. That should help you out there, if that's something that you're interested in. But anyway, thanks for using my codes, those of you that do. And if you're new, feel free to like and subscribe. I try to do this on an almost daily basis when I'm trading. So thanks again for following along. Hope you had a better day. Hope you had a better month than I did. I am certainly not on a really good streak this month. But anyway, it is what it is. So we'll be back at it tomorrow. And till then, take care and so long.